Well, what's up, guys? Time for your second video of the day. So obviously, do I think one thing I've been thinking about is, do I think the Inghams channel will last much longer? No, I don't. I think what we're seeing is we're seeing the beginning of the end for their channel at this point. I think, Chris and Sarah, although they won't admit this, are very, very scared because they know that their channel's dying and there's nothing they can do to basically save their channel. It's like, as I said in the video I put out earlier, they've dug themselves into a deep, deep hole that they can't dig themselves out of. It's like nothing they do is what it brings in any views. Like their holiday vlogs don't bring in any views. Their birthday vlogs don't bring in any views. The only sort of vlogs that really bring in, a decent amount of views are Christmas vlogs, and that's about it. I look at their channel and I think, well, yeah, they boast about the fact that their channel still has over 1.3 million subscribers. But they've not exactly got anything to show for that. What exactly have they got to show for the fact they have over 1.3 million subscribers? There are plenty of YouTube channels with over 1 million subscribers, and they have a lot more to show for them. But they don't really have anything to show for the fact that their channel has over 1.3 million subscribers. Like, they really actually don't. As I said before, I think if YouTube removed a lot of the inactive accounts, their subscriber count would be a lot less than what it is now. But I wouldn't mind betting that a lot of those subscribers are people who have stopped watching their videos and haven't bothered to unsubscribe to their channel. I would not be surprised at that at all. And I genuinely think that's what, and I genuinely believe that. Their channel has been dying for a long time. Their channel's been in a sorry state of affairs for a long time. And I think it's hard for them to admit that, that their channel's dying and has been dying for a very long time. To be honest, seeing their downfall is bittersweet. There's nobody who is to blame. There is nobody else who is to blame for their downfall. Chris and Sarah are to blame for their own downfall. It's their fault that their channel is dying out. It's their fault that they can't get above 50k views on a vlog. You would expect a channel that has over 1.3 million subscribers to be getting well over 100k views regularly on a vlog. But gone are those days are very much strong. Gone are the days that they'll get, where they get 100k views regularly on a vlog. That's never gonna happen again. People, the only bit, no one gives a shit about them anymore. The only people who still care about the Inghams in any particular way are the iFam, or as I call them, the Twat Fam Army. They're the only ones who still give a shit about Chris and Sarah, and who still care about the Ingham family channel. Nobody else does. Nobody else does still care about the Ingham family channel. Nobody still cares about Chris and Sarah. Simple as that. I think that really has to be said, because it's the truth as far as I'm concerned. And it's just, I don't feel bad about saying that. I really don't, because it's something that has to be said. We are seeing the beginning of the end of their channel, and although people won't admit that, it is very much true. It's exactly what we're seeing, and I am loving every single minute of it, really. You know, I'm loving every single minute of their downfall. You know, their downfall you know, very long overdue. You know, I think it's just funny. It's like there's hardly anybody who still respects them. The only people who still respect the Inghams is the IFAM. Or as I said, as I call them, the Twat Bam Army. You know, I honestly don't know what to say about the Inghams channel. I mean, their blogs are just flipping garbage now anyway. You know, the Inghams are just clinging onto their channel because it's the only thing they've got going for them. You know, as I said in the video I put out earlier, you know, if they were the only reason they haven't already quit is because they're still able to make money from what they do. If they weren't making money, from this, I don't think they would still be doing YouTube. Let me bear with me a moment. No. Nothing. Why? You go to sleep. You go have a nap. I went to get a little bit of a drink. My voice was a bit all over the place. But yeah, as I was saying, I honestly don't think their channel is going to last much longer. I really don't. You know, it's hilarious seeing how bad their vlogs are these days. You know, it's hilarious seeing how ridiculous, you know, a lot of their content is nowadays. I mean, most of their content is just clickbait these days, so, you know, that's going to kill their channel off big time. You know, that's what they're doing. They're basically hitting their channel off, and I think they're doing it, you know, deliberately now. Like, basically, they're just destroying their YouTube careers in so many ways. Like, in so many ways, it's like, when I think about, you know, I think if they're, you know, any normal person or any sane person, if they were in the position that the Inghams were in, where their channel wasn't doing all that well, they weren't doing well in terms of views and things like that, they would honestly quit. They would throw in the towel. They wouldn't still do YouTube. But we all know the big reason why obviously the Inghams are still doing YouTube and haven't already quit at this point is because they're still making money from what they do. You know, I think had their channel been demonetized a very long time ago, they wouldn't still be doing YouTube. Like, they would have quit a very long time ago. Because they're trying to, you know, to make it. I feel like they're trying to make it look like they're still enjoying doing YouTube, but they're not. I don't think they're really convincing anyone that they're still enjoying YouTube. Are people really convinced that they're still enjoying YouTube? Because I'm not. You know, I don't think they're still enjoying YouTube. I think they're just saying that, you know, but do they actually really believe that? I mean, obviously, of course, the iPad will believe that, you know, but, you know, I think, you know, it's only ever, I think it's only ever really been about the money for them. Like, it's never been about creating memories of it or anything like that. It's always been about, about making money. I'm not trying to start an argument here or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm enjoying every single second of their downfall. Their downfall their downfall is bittersweet. The end of them and their channel is coming sooner rather than later. I hate to say it, but I honestly do think their days are numbered on YouTube. I think, there's only a matter of time now before their channel, before their channel basically is done. It's like, things are, I don't think things have gotten as worse as they could have gotten yet. I think things will continue to get worse and worse and worse because Chris and Sarah are going to keep getting more and more desperate for views. They're so desperate for people to like them and respect them. They're so desperate for people to watch their videos. And that much is very clear to see. All they do these days is just lie most of the time. They're basically lying every single day. And what makes me laugh is not only are they lying, but now they're also getting their kids to lie. That's what's actually hilarious, is not only do they lie, but they're also now getting their kids to lie. And that's the worst, and that's what makes things even worse, is the fact that they're getting their kids to lie. It's just unbelievable, really. I think there are no lows that Chris and Sarah are not willing to stoop to get a few extra views on a vlog. I've always said that if one that is got badly hurt in an accident and ended up in hospital, the Inghams would love every second of that, because it would be, it would make for great vlog content. Selfishly, that's selfishly true. They would see it as great vlog content, and they would see it as, as a vlog that would bring in decent money for them, that would make decent money for them. This is something that many family vloggers do, is they feel the need to make vlogs about their kids having accidents and being taken to hospital and whatnot. It's just, it's not on at the end of the day. The one thing I have noticed with them is that, and this is something that they used to do, but they don't do it anymore. They always used to film their kids when they were ill, but they don't really do that anymore. I don't know why they don't do that. What's kind of been funny about the recent vlogs is that we haven't really been seeing much of Chris on the vlogs lately. He's not been seen on camera since the clothing company called him out the other day for basically being a pedo. Obviously, since they called him out, he's not been on camera. Obviously, it's hilarious. But at the end of the day, as I've said before in previous vlogs, we all know everything about the allegations is true. I think there's loads of people who believe that the girl was telling the truth. Obviously, the only people who believe that Chris was telling the truth, that Chris has always been telling the truth about what happened, is the iFam. But what the iFam need to start realising is the fact that just because Chris said he didn't do anything doesn't automatically mean he's telling the truth. Why would he? It's not like he's gonna come on camera and admit to actually doing what he did, is he? And of course he's gonna deny that. Of course he's gonna deny everything he's been accused of. He's never gonna admit to doing what he did. Of course the iFam are gonna believe that he must be telling the truth. If he said he didn't do it, then I don't know, he must be telling the truth. That's why would Chris Ingham ever lie? It's not like he's it's not like he basically lies every day. It's not like him and his wife basically lie every single day. And everything that comes out of their mouths is lies. And as I said, the worst thing about it now is the fact that they're now getting their kids to lie. And that makes it even worse. I don't know, I don't even know what else to say. Like, there's just not really anything else I could say about this that hasn't already been said. There's no good things to say about their channel, but I can certainly say I don't see them lasting much longer on YouTube. I think their days are certainly numbered. And as I've said, and as I said at the start of the vlog, Chris and Sarah, at the start of the video, Chris and Sarah are scared because they know that their days are numbered on YouTube. They know that their channel's dying. They know that their views are shit. But, and they know that, they know that obviously YouTube might not be for them anymore. And they are scared. Because they don't want to lose their channel. They don't want to have to quit YouTube because they don't want to lose that money that they're making from YouTube, because I think we all know that they rely on that money that they make from YouTube way more than they claim to. They've often said, they've said how many times now that they don't rely on YouTube, but I think they actually do. I think they rely on YouTube a lot more than they claim to. I certainly think that if they weren't doing YouTube, they wouldn't be able to afford a lot of the things they can afford now. I think that has to be said, that if they did quit YouTube, they wouldn't be able to afford a lot of the things that they're able to afford now. I think what they're frightened of is they're frightened of having to live a normal life like the rest of us. Like, they're not living in reality. This is the thing, like, the Inghams are not living in reality. They're living in some kind of dream world. I look at the kids now and I just think to myself, like, what have those kids actually got to look forward to when they get older? Because they're never going to go to school. Chris and Sarah are never going to let them go to school. They're always going to be deprived of a decent proper education. I mean, Chris and Sarah don't know the first thing about homeschooling. They can't homeschool their kids properly, full stop. I don't even think they do much schoolwork anyway. I think they only really do. I think Chris and Sarah only ever really homeschool their kids when it suits them. That they, like, and I think about what those, how much more rewarding, a decent education would be. Obviously, they would be able to, they should be going to school, having a decent education, being able to socialise with more kids their own age, which I think would really benefit them. Because this is the problem, like, we don't really see much of the kids kind of really engaging with, like, kids their own age, and I think, it'd be cool to kind of, for the kids to do that a bit more, to kind of engage with kids their own age. I think the internet kids are really getting a good kind of insight as to how much they're missing out on. If truth be told, those kids are missing out on a hell of a lot. Like, but all I can say is that the life for that everything is about crashing down for the Inghams. Their channel is going, is basically going to crash and burn. And they're going a good way about hitting their channel, about hitting their channel off. They're certainly going a good way about it. The only people that would obviously miss them when they were gone would be the iPhone. All I can say is, I just wish they would hurry up and fucking quit YouTube. Let's face it, the sooner YouTube demonetize their channel, the sooner they're gone. Because if YouTube was to demonetize their channel, they wouldn't stick around. They wouldn't carry on doing YouTube if they weren't able to make money from that. They'd be gone. You know. It's just, you know, they say it's never been about the money, but it has always been about the money for them, hasn't it, you know? And that really has to be said. You know, I don't know what else to say really. But they might as well kiss their channel goodbye now, because their channel is gonna be dead soon enough. It's gonna be dead sooner rather than later, basically, because they're hitting their channel off big time. With constant shit they're putting out there every single day. When you talk about low effort, you can see that they're not really putting any real effort into the vlogs that they're putting out there. They're really not. Like, I've seen vlogs that have had more. I've seen videos on YouTube that have had more effort put into them than the internet had ever put into one of their vlogs. You know, their channel is done for. You know, it's basically that what the Inghams are basically doing is they're basically flogging a dead horse at this point. That has to be said. They are basically flogging a dead horse. You know, they're trying to clean up their channel. They're trying to save their channel. You know, but their channel is beyond saving at this point. There's no saving their channel. Their channel's fucked. You know, their channel's screwed. You know, all I can say is that they're done. You know, they're done, they're finished, it's game over. That's all I can say, is the Inghams are basically done and finished on YouTube. You know, the sooner they're gone, the better. The sooner, at least we won't have to see their really smug faces every single day. You know, I have had enough of them and their twat fan army and their constant daily bull crap every single day. I am done with having to see their smug faces every day. You know, the sooner they quit YouTube, the better. I wish they would quit YouTube and take their twat farm army with them. You know, they should quit YouTube, give their kids, I'd love to see them quit YouTube and give their kids a normal life. A life that doesn't revolve around cameras and being filmed every single second of every single fucking day. Which is the only life those kids have ever known. But sadly, those kids will never know a life that doesn't revolve around cameras and being filmed 24/7. Chris and Sarah will never allow them to know a life that doesn't revolve around that. But they don't want their kids to know a life that doesn't revolve around that. You know, like, what are they actually, and obviously you see the way they spoil their kids. It's like, what are those kids actually learning? Chris and Sarah spoiling them. All those kids are really learning is that, whenever they want something, all they've got to do is click their fingers and mummy and daddy will go out and buy it for them. They're not learning, I feel like the kids are not really learning the value of money. Like, it doesn't feel like the kids are ever told no, isn't it? It doesn't feel like they're ever told that, if they want something, they can't have it. Like, they've been brought up to expect, like, everything they want they'll get, kind of thing, regardless of how much it costs, and those kids need to be taught a decent lesson on the value of money. I don't think they know the first thing about that. It's like, the thing that I think has driven me insane is the constant bragging and showing off, and I have to laugh when they say, we don't ever brag and show off. Yes, they do. And let's call their vlogs for what they are. Their vlogs are not clever marketing, as Chris and Sarah call them, and as the iFan call them. Their vlogs are clickbait. Since when was it labelled as clever marketing? It's not clever marketing, it's bloody clickbait. What they are doing is they are clickbaiting stuff to get extra views. And there's nothing good to say about that. There's nothing good to say about two people that constantly clickbaiting stuff to get views. That just shows how desperate they really are if they're having to clickbait shit every day just to get a few extra views. That goes to show a certain level of desperation. And I think there is a certain level of desperation there. You know, they don't want to give. It makes me laugh. Like they don't want to give up because they would, they would see, if they quit, they would see it as giving in to the haters and letting the haters win. Like, why should it be about that? Why would they see, why would they see it as giving in to the haters and letting the haters win? That's what I don't understand. Is why they would see quitting YouTube as giving in to the haters and letting the haters win. Because it shouldn't be about that. It would, like that's just purely unbelievable. Like, I just can't believe it, to be honest. Like, just as I said, the sooner they quit YouTube, the better as far as I'm concerned. But for now, I am perfectly willing to sit back and watch their downfall, and watch them trying to save their channel and keep their channel going, which is proven fruitless at the moment. It's like, how much longer can they actually keep their channel going? I honestly don't think they can keep it going for much longer. They're really gonna have to try and start pulling their fingers out of the bag if they want to save their channel and if they want to keep it going for any longer. But if they don't start pulling the fingers out their bag soon, their channel's gonna be dead in the water. But I reckon by the new year things are gonna be looking very bleak for the Inghams. I think this next 12 months, it's gonna be a big year. And I know I said in the earlier video that I would give it 2 years before and their channel would be gone. But if I have to be truthfully honest, I would give it a year or maybe less than a year before their channel's gone. I honestly don't think they'll still be doing YouTube in 2 years' time. I think they'll be gone way before then. That's certainly the way things are heading. They also, them and their channel will be gone within a year. Mark my words. There won't be no such thing. There won't be vlog. They won't still be vlogging in 2026. I'm very adamant. Like, I'm very confident that 2025 will be the last full year of the Inghams. I will happily say it now. But after next year, there probably will be no more. There probably will be no more Inghams, as they'll be gone. Their channel will be done by the end of next year. Seriously, like, it really is. I mean, it's done now. I mean, it died a long time ago, but they just don't want to let it go. Like, this is the problem. I feel like they just need to let it go now. Like, they need to let the channel go now. It's dead. But they just can't let it go. And I think the sooner they learn to start letting it go, the better, really. Because I think it would be the best decision for them to make at this point. Because, it's like they'd be better off starting a new career elsewhere, not on YouTube, but doing something different. YouTube just isn't for them anymore. No one cares about them or their vlogs anymore. The iFan, apart from the iFan, they're not that damn relatable anymore. People despise everything about them. So many of I've seen so many people who are iFan who have stopped watching them and have turned on them, and yeah, there will be those people who continue to try and continue watching them, continue hissing their backsides every day, and they can carry on doing that. But then they again, I don't, it's like, what would those iFans do? Let's face it, right? If the Inghams quit YouTube, if the Inghams were to quit YouTube, what would the iFan do with themselves every day? I think the iFan would genuinely be bored stiff if the Inghams quit YouTube. Simple as that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Another decent length one. This will be the last one I do today. But yeah, I think we will very soon be saying bon voyage to the Inghams, and a bon voyage to their channel, because it certainly won't last much longer. they're on their right. The Inghams on their channel is on its way out. Arrivederci, bye bye. That's what we'll be saying to their channel very soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.